Concerned residents of Carmel and Mahopac is sponsoring the event to give citizens a chance to ask questions of candidates for public office. We ask that the audience refrain from flash photography during the session, as it may be distracting to the candidates. CRCM welcomes new members. Information about membership can be obtained by calling this number, 845-628-6681, or by an email to ravn33@verizon.net. Before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to introduce Mr. Jerry Ravitsky, President of CRCM, who would like to make some comments.
In the 15 years as president of CRCM, I've never made a statement like the one I'm going to now, but I feel compelled to express my views. In my view, politics has become a strategic game for many candidates. All the candidates for office for the 5 positions, and actually 6 positions, including all the invitations, they were all notified well in advance of the date of today's forum, as they always have been. After invitations were sent out, most responded that they would be attending. However, within the last few days, candidates dropped out for various reasons. I will not venture a guess as to which explanations are valid and which ones were not. That's for the voters to decide. However, voters have a right, in my opinion, to ask their own questions of the candidates for office, particularly in local elections. When candidates choose not to participate only because they believe their opponent might do better than they would in the forum, or that they believe they are ahead and don't need to participate, and we've all heard these stories before, or that the added publicity might help their opponent, or they're afraid to face the public, or any other such reason, then I believe democracy is not being served, nor are the voters being served. What is the message to the voters and even to the youth of the community? We have a student moderator now because we want students to be interested in what's going on in the community. When people play these kinds of games, the message is not very positive. I applaud the candidates who are willing to face the voters, who conduct honest campaigns without trickery and act only in the best interest of their constituency. Thank you for your patience in listening to this, and now for the forum.
Before we begin, I want to just talk about a few announcements and some ground rules I have to go over. After I introduce our candidates, each candidate will have exactly 2 minutes for an opening statement, with the order determined by chance. Members of the audience will be able to ask questions, but speeches endorsing or attacking a candidate will not be allowed. Please be respectful to the candidates and each other. Limit your participation to earnest questions. Also, please limit your questions to 45 seconds or less. Candidates will each be allowed 1 minute to respond to questions. If a question is asked of one candidate, the other candidate will be allowed 1 minute to respond. Speakers will be shown a 15 seconds remaining sign, and also a sign that says that the time is up. Follow-up questions may be allowed at the discretion of the moderator. Those who wish to ask a question may put only their names in a card in the basket provided. And if your name is selected, you can ask your question from the podium. We'll do our best to allow as many questions as time permits. And please hold your applause to the end of each segment. Now to begin our forum. For our first segment, in alphabetical order, candidates for Putnam County Clerk are Mr. Michael Bartoletti and Mr. Lithgow Osborne. They will each have 2 minutes for opening statements. They previously drew numbers and
Who's running first?
Mr. Osborne will be going first, followed by Mr. Bartolotti. So, Mr. Osborne, you may say your first opening statement.
Thank you. My thanks to the concerned residents of Carmel and Mahopac. My name is Lithgow Osborne, and I'm running for Putnam County Clerk. I'm running to preserve what the clerk's office does well, and more importantly, to introduce efficiencies so that all may be better served. People often tell me they like the helpful and courteous assistance they receive when visiting the clerk's office. This will not change. What I'd like to change is the way information is retrieved. Our neighbors in Dutchess, Rockland, and Westchester can access legal documents free of charge from the comfort of their home or office. In Putnam, the only opportunity to see these documents free of charge is at the clerk's office. We need the newest technology that can make our lives easier. Online accessibility would allow you to visit our website anytime it's convenient for you. With an updated electronic filing system, you could simply send paperwork via email. We live in one of the wealthiest and most highly taxed counties in the United States. We can well afford to make our county clerk's office as user-friendly as our neighbors. Residents would not have to take time away from work or family to access anything that can be done faster and more efficiently online. In fact, updating the clerk's website will eventually save tax dollars, be far more transparent, and give residents more free time. I'm running for county clerk because I want to implement efficiencies that will save time, money, and serve the public better. I hope for these reasons I can count on your vote this November.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Now, Mr. Bartolotti, you may say your opening statement.
Good evening. I'm Michael Bartolotti, and I want to be your next Putnam County Clerk. I'm a lifelong resident of Putnam County and reside in Southeast with my wife, Aita. I'm a licensed attorney. Since 2002, I have served as Putnam County's first Deputy County Clerk. As you may know, the clerk now oversees not only the clerk's office, but also our Department of Motor Vehicle and Record Center. As your next county clerk, I look forward to keep building upon the principles I've helped develop over the past 12 years by exploring the implementation of popular services like passports and business filings to the western side of the county on a satellite basis, expanding programs such as the Return to Favor programs for our local veterans, continuing to utilize the latest technology to bring services like electronic land recording and court filing to Putnam, while ensuring that our personal service remains, fighting to keep our DMV local to ensure that our gem of the Hudson Valley will continue to provide the excellent service we are known for, continuing to fight to ensure that the personal information of every resident that we serve is protected from any unwarranted invasion and preserve their personal privacy and safety. I have served the residents of this county in the clerk's office for almost 20 years, from my days as an intern to my position as first Deputy County Clerk. I have gained the knowledge and experience that can only be attained by working in the clerk's office. As your next county clerk, I will continue providing the best service possible at the lowest cost to the taxpayer, striking a balance between technology and our personal touch that keeps the patrons of our office satisfied and coming back for more. Thank you.
Okay. We will now start taking questions from our audience, and just to reassure, just make sure you guys speak loudly because it is a big room and people in the back may not be able to hear it.
Mr. Bartolotti, you have been in this position for 20 years, and first, thank you for your service.
Yeah, you want that one? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Marsha Waldman. I live in Mahopac. Mr. Bartolotti, you have been serving us for 20 years. I have to wonder why in that period of time our technology has not advanced to the level of the counties surrounding us and in order to achieve this cost efficiency and time efficiency for our residents. Been there 20 years, why are we behind our neighboring counties?
Sure.
That's a great question. We were actually, in the clerk's office, we were one of the first clerk's offices in the state to have our records available online. We've had them that way since 2002. Our records are available online, and you can view them anytime. We believe that a nominal fee of $5 for a casual search is not much to ask, because it does offset the cost to implement the security and the additional technologies needed to make it available online and have folks come in from the outside and utilize that information. Preservation of those records and making sure that they're not a victim of an attack is utmost, and we keep that in mind. Also, we have implemented many things over the years to make electronic FOIL forms and everything to come in. E-recording and e-court filing have only come on recently, and we are working on putting together that plan. E-filing of courts is actually technically in a pilot right now. We don't want to wind up like Dutchess, where they did not get the necessary legislation to make it mandatory, and now they're balancing two systems, which is causing great inconvenience to them.
Mr. Osborne, you can also speak on the issue.
Yes, I believe that the question is a valid one, and I'm not sure what website he's talking about, but I myself have not been able to find any of those records online. And I think the idea of charging residents for information that's free, just by going into the clerk's office, I think is preposterous, and I think it's unwarranted, and I think we can do better. Thank you.
Next question. Yes, come on.
My name is Gail Bennett. I'm a resident of Putnam Valley. I'm a paralegal in Westchester County. My question is directed to both gentlemen, particularly Mr. Bartolotti. On a daily basis, I access county clerk websites from all our surrounding counties, in fact from surrounding states as well, to access information. I do a better job for my office. I know for a fact that documents are not available to people trying to access court documents and legal documents, land documents in Putnam County. And I've been doing this since 2011. I know for a fact these documents are available. My question is, why?
They are available, if I may. If you go through our county clerk's webpage on putnamcountyny.com, there is a link to, it used to be called landaccess.com, it's now called uslandrecords.com. And if you click on the Putnam County link, it goes right to our page. We do ask that you create an account so we know who's on the site. So if there is an issue, we can keep tabs on who's in there just to make sure that there are no issues with it. Again, preservation is key. We have had these available since 2002 in real time on an external website. We have numerous customers, we have numerous law firms throughout the United States of America that are paid subscribers to the account and use it unlimitedly on a monthly basis. We get nothing but compliments from the website that we host, and all the information that's available in our office is available in real time via the web, via a subscription.
Again, I will bring the question back as to why we're charging for anything. The residents of Putnam County pay the highest taxes in the country. So why on earth are we being then asked to spend money to gain access to records that apparently are already available online, and why shouldn't they be able to see them free of charge? I understand downloading. Charging something for downloading. I understand charging for printing. Those things, those are real costs. But to go onto a website and look at records, look at maps, I think that that should be free of charge. I'm sorry, I just think that it just really bothers me that I would have to go to a second website in order to then put credit card information in, to then sign up, to then access information that's free of charge if I walk into the clerk's office. So.
Thank you. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Lynn Eckhart from the town of Southeast. And this is to Michael, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I understand that the current county clerk recently has endorsed you, not a surprise, but it's been on official letterhead. Do you think that's good practice? Do you think it's ethical? Or what do you think about that?
Well, actually, to be honest, I have not seen the endorsement. I'm very happy that Dennis did endorse me. I don't know what the contents of the endorsement is and how it reads. I'm assuming that if he had said letter out, that he did it in his capacity as Putnam County Clerk, and if that's the case, then he's entitled to use his letterhead for that.
Wow. As far as I understand, using public monies, public time, public letterhead for campaign purposes is illegal and unethical. Now, the legality of it is, and the fact that it's illegal and unethical is a huge red flag. And I have to say that I'm flabbergasted, because once again, the law is being put to the side in an effort to effecate, a candidate that clearly his employer is not quite, does not really see the error of his way. And I'm shocked that he would agree, that he would think that this was okay.
Okay. Next question.
Can I ask a second?
Yes, sure.
On a different note, again, my name is Gail Bennett. I'm a resident of Putnam Valley. When our family first moved to Putnam Valley, my then 10-year-old son, who has an enormous interest in history, wanted to find out more information about Fahnestock Park, the origin of the name Fahnestock, and a little bit more information about why it's there and what it does to serve the residents of our area. We went into the county clerk's office. We went in at about 11:30 in the morning one weekday, and we were treated very rudely. They laughed at my son, 10 years old, oh little boy. He was really dismissed for having an interest in trying to find out more information about history and what records might be available from the clerk's office. What can you do to change that?
I got to tell you, I'm very surprised that happened, and what you should have done was you should have certainly asked for myself or Mr. Sant or a supervisor. I would not tolerate that at all. We pride ourselves on exemplary customer service, and to be honest with you, if I would have known, I would have rectified that situation immediately, and I would have done better than that. I would have taken the personal time to come and assist you and your son to look for whatever records you wanted and assisted in any way that I can. That is the bottom line. We have folks that call our office, email our office, come into our office all day long, and I will tell you, myself personally, and I make sure that I instill this in every member of my staff, we are never too busy for the public. I will stop what I'm doing, get out on that floor, get behind a terminal, whatever it takes to help our public. In the clerk's office, we are in customer service, and we are there to serve the people. We make sure that the folks come in, they get courteous service with a smile, they get what they need, we do whatever we can to help them out. I can guarantee you that that's how the county clerk's office will be run under my administration.
The only thing I can say about that is that if he had gone online, still wouldn't have been able to answer the question.
We started there and couldn't find it.
However, in the not too distant future, when I am the county clerk, your son will be able to go online and he will be able to research that particular question online. Thank you.
Okay, that'll be our last question for this segment. Now each candidate will have 2 minutes for a closing statement. The order will be opposite of the opening statement, so Mr. Osborne, you may go first.
It's a reverse order from the opening.
Oh, so I'll go first? Okay. I'll keep it brief. I just want to thank the conservative residents of Carmel, Mahopac for hosting this event, and I'd like to thank every one of you for being here this evening and participating. Again, I'll keep it short and sweet. We are in the customer service business in Putnam County Clerk's office, and we pride ourselves in providing exemplary customer service to the people. As Deputy County Clerk for the past 12 years, I've gained an enormous amount of knowledge. Throughout the state, throughout the county, I do whatever I can to make sure our public is served. And I always, again, with technology, we always view it in utilizing a balance. It's not just to say technology and put technology out there, and we need to make sure that the product is good, it works for the people, it works for our customers. We don't have any backlogs in our office. You know, so in some counties like Westchester, e-filing was a necessity. It's not a necessity for us to overcome a backlog. We are up to date when the records come into us, either via mail or if you bring them into the office, they're taken care of within 24 hours. Our customers, whether it be attorneys or the folks at the counter, are very pleased with the service that we provide. I think what we do in our office works excellently for the people of Putnam County, and I will continue in that vein. Thank you very much.
Well, he said it there first, that they're going to continue the same way that they always have. And I think that's indicative of, I mean, you know, that's the problem, is that they've continued to do the same thing over and over again. The new technology will not only allow people to, attorneys to file documents online, but also allow residents to do their research and inquiries online as well. That will not eliminate the county clerk's office. It will simply make the county clerk's work more efficient. Now, I know this is going to come as a shock to all of you, but the electronic age is upon us, and we're only going to become more electric. We're only going to, more and more business is going to be done online. So, updating and securing our website and making sure that our cyber privacy, our cyber security is the best that it can be, should be done now. We shouldn't wait. The time is now. The 21st century is here. I am certain that once I get into office, I will be able to find the money to upgrade the website and to institute some efficiencies so that office can be more accessible to the residents of Putnam County. Thank you.
That will conclude our first segment.